How y'all doing?
All right. We'll start with Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Jameson, I think on defensively, we hear a lot about how Phil and Will Anderson are stepping up as leaders. When you come out of a game against LSU where the offense scored 20 points, just who are some of the voices that might be standing up and saying some things offensively at least?
For sure, Bryce and B Rob. Those are two of the main leaders on the offense. Two of the main guys you will hear from the most. Things are kind of mainly going through Bryce. You know, he's the head of the offense. He keeps guys going, everything, brings guys up like that. B Rob, his energy is just out the roof. He's fantastic with everything he does. Mainly those two guys though.
Nick Kelly.
Hey, Jameson, two questions for you, if I can. First off, the celebration you had with Bryce after your touchdown, kind of take me through that, and also can you explain the crane kick that you and Jameson do, or that John does, and just kind of where that came from?
Me and Bryce, it's kind of like a Cali dance at the end. I think it's called a squabble. We just in practice Wednesday, Tuesday, like we're gonna hit the squabble. But I gotta work on mine a little bit. And me and Mitch, it was just I think after Mercer, Southern Miss, we just talked about a celebration in practice, the crane Karate Kid thing. It just happened to be something that just kept going, and every time we score, it's just how we show them it's us and we here.
Charlie Potter.
Yeah, hey Jameson. Will Anderson's kind of gotten a little buzz for some Heisman Trophy talk of late. Do you think he's deserving of that? Or what do you just think of the season that he's had so far?
Oh yeah, I feel like Will has had an outstanding season. This is maybe the best I've seen Chase Young. You know, I've been at Old State. I've seen Chase Young, but Will Anderson, oh yeah, that he's for real. I feel like he deserves everything that is being brought to him, Heisman talk, whatever it is. Will, he goes hard, he deserves it. Every day at practice, he's a leader for the team. He talks to other guys during practice. Like he's just everything is well deserved for Will. So if Heisman talk is one of those talks, I feel like he most definitely deserves it.
Steven.
James, I know Kool-Aid McKinstry, a young guy on defense, but going against him in practice, what do you like about Kool-Aid as a corner?
I feel Kool-Aid is real shifty, real crafty to be a young DB. He's just a freshman. I feel like he has a lot of room to grow. I feel like he's very good to be that young. Like so he has some things that I've never seen other DBs do going in practice. I'll go to him and be like, "Yo, that's tough. Where you get that from?" I feel like he gets better. Also, practicing against the receivers here, me, Mechie, Trayshawn, everybody else. Things just are on the rise for Kool-Aid. I hope Kool-Aid just stays on track and everything goes well for Kool-Aid. But so far, I've seen Kool-Aid had a very good year and stayed down, stayed patient. Things just going his way right now.
Nick.
Another Will Anderson question for you. Obviously, you're a fast guy. You've been around some fast people in track and stuff. How unusual is his speed for a guy of his size?
It's unusual because you don't really see speed come from that position. It's really like running offensive, I would say, or if it comes from the defense side, it would maybe be a cornerback or something. So it's very interesting seeing speed come from a linebacker position. Like, whoa, he has that too. So that's just another add-on to his game that makes him the unstoppable person he is. So that is a major add-on for Will, I would say.
Bryce. I'm sorry, Charlie.
That's a compliment. For Jameson, you're three-fourths of the way through the regular season now. Is this kind of what you expected your role to be whenever you signed on Alabama, or has it maybe exceeded your expectations a little bit?
Oh yes, sir. I wouldn't say I had expectations to come over to Alabama and do. I just came over and wanted to do what I love, play football. So I really haven't been looking at anything else besides coming in, winning games, doing what I love, having fun overall. So I would say like this is what was expected.
Steven.
Jameson, I know you talked about Bryce and Brian Robinson, but you in that offensive room also. How do you have your energy impact the team as well? Like, how does your energy get everybody set to go?
I try to stay up. My energy is out the roof, so I try to bring guys up every day, practice, try to get it energized, going against the defense, good on good, scout. I try to pump the guys up every day, every chance I get, so we can just get to it, get to the next day, and hopefully, well, not hopefully, just make it to Saturday, so we can just have a whole bunch of fun.
Final questions for Jameson. Thank you, Jameson. All right, we'll get started with Charlie. Go ahead, Charlie.
Hey, DJ, I asked Jameson about this, but being a defensive player, just how impressed you've been with the season that Will Anderson's had, and do you think that he's deserving to be in the Heisman Trophy conversation?
Will is great. I mean, his name is not coming up for no reason. I feel like he deserved to be there. But I know Will, he's just gonna work. He's not really worried about it. Yeah, Will is great, and he's amazing to play with.
Steven.
DJ, on the same lines as on the defensive line, I mean, what's the energy that Fidarian Mathis has just every practice, every game, before the game, and just how contagious is that energy that Phil carries?
It's very contagious. Phil is Phil. He's been like that since I've been here for 3 years. We talk all the time, and I tell him just how much he's grown as a player. His personality has always been the same, but Phil's just amazing to be around. And I feel like every team needs a Phil Mathis on their team.
Katie.
DJ, outside of the last drive where LSU scored with the 2 fourth-down conversions, or maybe even including that, do you feel like the LSU game was one of the better games of the year for the defense as a whole?
I definitely do. I feel like we put together a very, like a tough game. I feel like we fought hard, but I feel like the big thing for us is being consistent. I feel like we've been very good these past couple of weeks, but we just need to be consistent and just eliminate like the mental errors and like the miscommunication.
Mike.
DJ, you played a lot, as a freshman in this defense. I think you know what it takes. Just what have you seen from Dallas Turner, being a young guy and having to step in here and what he's done in the last few weeks?
Dallas is doing real well. He's bought into the system. He's surrounded by a group of guys that's teaching him very well, and he's very observant. He listens. He's just a hard worker. I feel like Will Anderson's a good role model for him, and I feel like the sky's the limit for Dallas.
Charlie.
You talked about just playing consistent. What's the key to that to try to build on this defensive performance and try to sustain it through these final 3 games?
I feel like it just starts on Monday, just with film and just preparation and just stacking good days on top of good days. I feel like you practice the way that you play. So I feel like being consistent in practice will roll over to Saturdays.
Steven.
DJ, you being from the Birmingham area, Kool-Aid McKinstry also from that area, just a young corner, a young defensive back. How impressed have you been with his game and practice?
Oh, yeah, I love Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid is like family to me. I've been very impressed, but I'm not surprised because, I watched him play in high school, even before that, middle school. So, Kool-Aid's Kool-Aid has always been him. He's very athletic. He's very humble, energetic, fun to be around. He's just a great person overall. So, yeah, I'm impressed, but not surprised.
Final questions for DJ. Thank you, DJ. All right, we'll get started with Charlie.
Hey, Malachi, after the game Saturday, you tweeted out Will Anderson for Heisman. Just how deserving do you think he is to be in that conversation, and what have you thought of his season overall?
I think he's very deserving of that award, in my opinion. And I feel like this season, Will has just continued to separate himself from the season he had last year. Every week and every day, really, he continues to get better and better. And he doesn't let it affect him, though. He doesn't let the outside noise affect him. And he goes to work every day like he has a chip on his shoulder.
Joey.
Hey, Malachi. Quincy McKinstry got the start this past weekend at corner. Just talk about, the progress you've seen from him this year and what you thought of his performance this past weekend.
Yeah, Kool-Aid, he's been growing every week since he got here in the spring. And I feel like he's done a good job of that. He's learning the defense more and starting to learn all the adjustments more and think faster on the fly. And I feel like that's really helping his game, just learning the playbook and I feel like he played good for us this weekend.
Tony.
Kind of touching on that, just from a mental standpoint, what does he have mentally that's, kind of helped him adapt so well to the next level? You kind of did the same thing last year.
I just feel like Kool-Aid, he's very calm and cool and collected. He doesn't ever let the moment get too high for him, and he never gets too low. He's kind of even keel pretty much all the time, and I feel like that's helped him a lot just so he can go out there and relax and play.
Katie.
Malachi, yesterday, Coach Shapen was talking about how New Mexico State's a top 25 passing team. So even though it's kind of what some might think a lesser opponent this week, what kind of challenge is it going to be for the DBs this weekend?
It's going to be a good challenge to stop their passing game because they pass the ball a lot, and that's really their offense and what they like to do. So I feel like it's going to be key for us to lock in this week and take every practice serious and take every day serious.
Steven.
Malachi, everybody on defense needs that fun guy to get the energy going in the room. So just how cool is it to play with Phidarian Mathis, whether it's in practice or in games? Talk about the contagious energy Phil has.
Phil's energy is definitely contagious because he's always energetic and always being positive and stuff like that. And he has fun while doing it. Like at practice, he might bust out a little dance or a little joke or something like that to lighten up the mood. And he plays like that. He plays like he's out there, doesn't have any worries. And I feel like that's an important thing for our defense to go out there and play and relax and have fun and execute.
Nick.
Hey, Malachi, whether it's defense, offense, when something good happens, who has your favorite celebration on the team?
Favorite celebration? I don't know. I would say J-Mo and Mechie, but it's a couple of guys because J-Mo and Mechie got their thing. Chris Owens and Bryce got their little handshake, and then me and BB Brian Branch, we just started a little handshake too. That I think it's pretty fire. But I don't think anybody's seen it, but it was hard to me.
Tony.
Hey, sorry, one more about JaQuincy. In high school, he had this Chucky doll, and it was kind of this killer mentality. Has he brought that over to Alabama?
Nah, he didn't bring the doll, but he's definitely brought the mentality that he's a killer to Alabama.
Nick.
And just real quick follow-up, you said no one's really seen the handshake. What is it exactly? How would you explain it?
It's just like we do this 2 times, and then I go down and he does this. Then he go down and I do that, and then we throw it up in the air like LeBron.
Final questions for Malachi. Okay, thanks, Malachi.
Thank you.